There are many different philosophies regarding ethics, their definition, their development, and their place in society and business. Differences based on opinion, culture, and perspective will drastically affect individuals' interpretation, but it seems the main thing that people agree on when discussing ethics is that there needs to be more of them in today's world. Aristotle of ancient Greece is credited with the advancement of virtue ethics, a philosophy explaining that morals that govern human life should be based on virtues or character traits that allow individuals to live well in society. Rosalind Hursthouse writes that virtue ethics relates to the values themselves, motives and moral character, moral education, moral wisdom or discernment, friendship and family relationships, a deep concept of happiness, the role of emotions in our moral life, and the fundamentally important questions of what sort of person I should be and how we should live. So what makes a character trait a virtue? Jeffers and Pocock, borrowing from Greek philosophy, begin their exploration with a protreptic to virtue, or an exhortation to turn away from things that do not deserve our attention and to turn toward things that do. They argue that things like money, pleasure, prestige, and power are things that are less worthy of our attention, while traits that enable individuals to live well in society are virtues. They introduce the list of the 4 cardinal virtues that have historically been accepted as crucial character traits upon which all other good traits can be built. These 4 virtues are wisdom, justice, courage, and self-mastery, and as you develop these traits, other good traits will follow. For this to be possible, virtue must be developed along with practical or moral wisdom. Richard Prout explained that this process has 2 stages. First, you must develop proper habits, ideally while young, to develop reason. Next develops practical wisdom. Through life experience and consequences, we learn to rely less on others' influence and refine our own deliberative skills and emotional response. You progress from good intentions to good acts, to a life well lived. The nature of virtues require that their development should apply to all aspects of life, personal, familial, and vocational. They cannot be compartmentalized. One cannot be dishonest at work and then at home claim he is an honest man. It is suggested that our character is formed and tested by first things and small things. This theory is explained in part by Jeffers and Pocock that as complete intolerance of misrepresentation, even when the effect is minuscule, or taking a conservative stance on tax treatment that seems iffy. This hardline approach helps you develop proper habits and moral wisdom in relation to the position you're in. The idea that you decide early and can act consistently will help make it easier to continue in good acts. Real life, though, is never cut and dry, black or white. There are varying degrees of gray mixed in, and this can obscure our perception and realities. It is ideal to work in a setting with individuals that have the same moral commitment that you do, but this may not always be the case. Even if you are so blessed, you may still be thrust into a situation where you have to choose from 2 less than perfect solutions. You also might be asked even to do something that you feel is wrong. Rushworth Kidder suggests that standing up for values is the defining feature of moral courage, that having values is different than living by values. Even if we stand quietly with small and simple acts, or have to stand alone, we must have the courage to live by the values we have committed to. It is important to understand that any one philosophical approach to ethics may not fully fit every situation, but we should apply lessons learned to all aspects of life. The creed from the chapel in Stirling, "Whate'er thou art, act well thy part," admonishes us to act well or to live well, finding true happiness in life.